All right, hello wine-drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and well, a small vineyard from up in Nice Valley stopped in to see us, Delectus, and I've had these wines before. They're with a small distributor, but I don't know if we ever actually bought them. They have two different labels, both with the same name, just a different label, so you can tell the estate juice from the stuff that they purchase. And, you can make great wine from purchased fruit. Look at the Lewises. They don't own a grapevine. They make some of the highest-rated Cabernet Sauvignon, according to me, and the Wine Spectator, of course, and other people in Napa Valley. And this is a producer that buys a lot of fruit still and has developed a vineyard site up in Nice Valley just above Peter Michael's vineyard. And you can tell, man, there is a ton of potential for these estate bottled wines here from this label. The other wines were good. I'd have to say all very well made. They have 55% new oak, so you get a lot of that flash from the oak. But you can tell this guy knows what he's doing. He's been making wine since 1992 under this label, so he's been doing this for a little bit while. This Argentum, the first wine here, 2010. This is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Petite Syrah, Cab Franc, Syrah, and Merlot. So I have a Bordeaux-style blend with Petite Syrah and Syrah added to it. And this wine's got some press juice in it, which a lot of producers will put press juice in their lesser wines, and it creates, gives the wine a little more intensity, but not really complex and interesting for the most part. This wine contains, the 12% of its production is pressed juice, so it may all go in here. I don't know. This wine's a pretty forward bouquet here. Some cedar, some cigar box spice, currant and plum white-like fruit, a little milk chocolate, a good amount of juicy fruit on the tongue, soft tannins. This is a real crowd pleaser style, notes of milk chocolate. Very approachable wine, just pretty simple. And it's still pretty good on the next day, though. I have to say, this wine didn't lose anything on the second day. Still tasted very much like it did when I tasted it. The 2007 Merlot, it's nice. This guy has some older vintage wines. You're always a little curious as to why is 2007 still around? But it's nice to see older vintage stuff. And this wine, classic Merlot, that dark cherry and plum fruit on the nose, some dried herbs and fresh earth, dark chocolate notes, smooth and round on the tongue with a good hand of that plump, ripe, plummy fruit we love Merlot for. Fine herbs, a little cocoa on the finish. Nicely balanced. Drinking nicely at the moment. A very good little Merlot from 2007. A great vintage. And then 2006 Cabernet. It's got a little bit of cigar box spice in the nose. Showing a bit of development here. Also, dark currant and plum fruit. A little herbal note there as well. Still some nice tannins here, though. 2006, some of the wines were pretty tannic. Some cedar and cigar box spice shown to that currant and cherry fruit. A nice balance. A little peppery spice at the end. A very good little cab, maybe just a little expensive for $59. A lot of competition up there in Napa Valley in that price point. 2008 Cabernet Franc from Nice Valley. This is an excellent single varietal Cabernet Franc. I think there's a dab of some other stuff in there. He didn't have exact percentages with him, but this is from Joel Gott's Son-in-Law Vineyard, famous producer in Napa, and a good amount of dark spice and floral notes to the black earth and the bouquet here on the nose, and blackberry, blueberry fruits. Really nice richness on the tongue with big fruit, a nice hand of tannins, something Cabernet Franc is known for. Bittersweet chocolate, nice balance through the finish, though, and this wine's still very good on the second day. Excellent bottle of Cabernet Franc, and it's $81.75. We expect excellence at that price. Actually, we expect most excellent wine at that price. The Syrah was up next. This got a lot of dark cherry liqueur-like fruit, really dark spices, licorice, violet floral notes, espresso, bitter cocoa, soy, smoke, a nice complexity in the nose here. A big and chewy wine on the tongue. A lot of that black cherry liqueur-like fruit, fine tannins, and kind of mouth-puckering finish. This wine, a lot of dark spices all the way to the end. Also, an excellent little Syrah at 47 1/4. And then the Petite Syrah. Wow, this wine is a little monster. And when I found out where he's getting the grapes from, he's getting them from York Creek Vineyard up on Spring Mountain, a very famous vineyard for Petite Syrah. Ridge makes a killer Petite Syrah from this fruit. And there's only a few people that get fruit from this dirt here. Good amount of black and blueberry fruit, soy, espresso, dark earth, licorice. Man, this is a little monster. A little of that animal sauvage note you get in Petite Syrah. Also, big and chewy wine on the tongue with lots of that dark berry fruit. Big and layered, lots of tannins, but bright acidity here, cleaning things up, and really pretty floral notes there. Excellent juice, a really long finish. This wine needs some time, and it's 07 vintage. It's got a little bottle age to it, but still a little monster. All right, now we get to the three wines made from the estate. The Nice Valley Night Vision Um, okay, this is 5 different clones of Cabernet Sauvignon, 2 clones of Merlot. Good amount of dark currant and dark berry fruit on the nose, some caramel toffee, like toasty oak notes as well, some herbal and earthy notes there. Pretty complex bouquet here. Seemed to have gained complexity in this wine overnight, as all the other 2 wines did as well. A very youthful wine on the palate, though, this 2011. Lots of dark cherry and currant berry fruit. Good hand of that milk chocolatey note, too, on the finish with that distinct mountain minerality here, that earthy notes, but really lovely balance here. Excellent juice at $52.50. The Merlot, $75, man. That's expensive for Merlot, but this was excellent Merlot, man. All the wines here are unfined and unfiltered, very naturally made. This wine's got a good amount of dark plum and dark cherry fruit, sweet herbs, tobacco spice, cedar. A big but still smooth wine. I mean, it's got some tannins to it. This is a Merlot for Cabernet drinkers. Dark plum and cherry fruit, spices, notes of that herbs. Really nice complexity here, and nice earthy mountain fruit really showing through. Excellent juice. And it's priced accordingly. $87.25 for the big boy, the Wedding Nights Valley, the French Wedding. And this is it's a blend of 2 different French clones. That's the clever name. It's got a bit of VA on the nose, but that blew off after a few minutes. And really nice cassis and really rich fruit here showing on the nose. The property was bought back in 2005, planted in 2006. So these are very young vines. 2008 was their first vintage, but you can see a lot of potential. The first harvest, rather, from their estate fruit. The first vintage was 92, as I mentioned before. This wine's big and chewy on the tongue with lots of juicy black currant and dark cherry fruit. A nice hand of spice and mineral notes. They use French, Hungarian, and American oak in this, and all the wines are aged for 24 months, no matter what. Doesn't matter the vintage. Kind of a... Usually they have a little more scientific method of aging than that, but I have to say this wine was most excellent, even better on the second day. Very, very impressive for a first or second leaf wine. 2009 must have been their first or second grapes that they got off of this vineyard, and they're already getting incredible complexity out of a wine to watch from up there in Knights Valley. Delectus Vineyards, I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.